whatever you guys want to.
It's week one. It's week one, year two. Difference from this year or from last year and this year.
The whole team, just the team. I think bringing in 43 new players, it's a big difference in the team. So just very excited about what those guys bring to the table and how those guys can help us this season.
And 43 new players, how does that affect kind of the chemistry, for a week one game?
I don't think it'll affect the chemistry in no way. We've been in camp 3 weeks. We've been doing team bonding every week. And I think this is probably one of the closest teams I've been around and I've seen. So I thought they mixed together and gelled together well throughout the course of these 3 weeks of training camp.
Out of that 43 players, how do those players be able to get you to step closer to where you want the program to go?
I think we brought them in just to take that next step to get us to that next level. Out of those 43 guys, you're talking about at least 13 of those guys transfers and graduate kids. So with the freshmen mixed in, we're expecting a lot from the freshmen, but those older guys who are transfers and graduate students, we expect them to play a big role in our team.
And you had a quarterback battle this camp, and you went with the guy that you had last year. How did he, show himself to get that spot back?
Just the knowledge of the game, the knowledge of the offense. He was much experienced in those guys being that he's been here through a whole spring. So felt comfortable with Jerry Bryant. I think he can lead this team and do some great things for our team, especially with knowing the offense, knowing that he has a better surrounding cast around him. So we think that he will help us out tremendously on that side of the ball.
Coach, for years, Vallis has been picked last to finish in the SWAC East. Do you talk about that at all, or you tell your players and you ignore that completely?
Well, we hit on it. We hit on it every now and then because I want them to understand where they were chose to be, and I know none of these kids are not last type athletes. Man, we recruited those guys. These guys are big time. Some of them are big time recruits. So, when you talk about the transfers, they know nothing about being last. They haven't been here the prior seasons to accommodate a lot of losses. A lot of these guys coming out of big time programs, EMCC, Gulf Coast, so they're coming from big time programs where losing is not an option. So that's the mentality they brought in, and that's what they're mixing around the team.
Starting the season on the road, did that make any difference?
Not at all. I think we started the season on the road for since I've been here. So it won't make a difference. A different atmosphere. I think it'd be good for the kids to be in a hostile atmosphere. Playing in Nissan Tights Stadium brings a different experience in itself to the guys. I mean, you're playing in the NFL stadium, so they're going to be up for the challenge.
And what's kind of the scouting report on this team?
Very fast physical team. Coach Reed going into his 9th season at Tennessee State. They get a lot of transfers from a lot of Division I institutions. So we know what we're up against. We're up against a challenging team out of the OVC who compete at a high level in the OVC conference. So I think this game is going to give us a tell all about who we are, where we at, what we need to do, and the changes that we need to make moving forward.
Last year, just with the eye looking at the team, compare this team to last year, just from looking. You talked about last year, you need some size to make this team look like a D1 team. If you look at it this year, is that what you see?
I think we're getting closer to it. With the recruiting class we brought in, I thought we did an excellent job of going out and getting quality depth at certain areas that we need to get depth in. The size-wise, we're getting bigger. We're getting bigger, but also we're getting faster and stronger as well. So I think my coaching staff did a great job of going out and getting what we needed to fill in this team to move forward. Are we there yet? No, we're not there yet. But I think this team has all the chances in the world to compete this year.
Is there a side of the ball or maybe a position that you're going to lean on the most? Just going into week one and maybe throughout the season.
Well, as you know, I'm a defensive-minded coach, so I'm always putting the pressure on the defense, and I think we did a great job of building this defense to compete, not only in this conference but out of conference as well. I think we probably going to have one of the best defenses throughout the country if they just stick together and play within the scheme, and do what they're supposed to do as an individual-wise. But I think we're more talented than ever on defense.
Speaking of talent on offense, I understand you have some tall receivers. How much will you play jump ball if the back's not up there? And was that by design, the height?
Yes, sir. We wanted to get bigger at receiver, as you mentioned. We wanted to get bigger, build this program to get bigger athletes. But with the receiver wise, we have big tall receivers, 6'5", 6'4", 6'5". So we wanted to get size in that aspect so we can win the 50-50 balls when it comes to jump balls, when it comes to, receiver versus defensive backs.
The running back that's going to be dependent on the carry of the football. It was Robinson last year, but Jared Smith ended up being the guy. Who's the number 1 back and the number 2 back?
Right now you got John Derek Smith. He's going to tote the load for us. He's going to start it out. But you got Caleb Johnson as well, redshirt sophomore out of Memphis, Tennessee, who I think gonna it's gonna play. it's gonna step in and relieve John Derek as well. But got a lot of faith and a lot of trust in John Derek. As you know, he kind of took over going into last season, towards the end of the season. So we have a lot of faith in him to do what he got to do at the running back position.
Protection across the front so you can pass the ball or run the ball. What happened there? You get some size in there?
I think we got some size in there. But if you look at it, all those guys returned. Those 5 starters from last year coming back. Plus we added a offensive lineman in Sherry Ross, who I think he was a big time player at Itawamba Community College. So he'll kick in at the center position. So what we wanted to do was build some depth at that position in case any one of those 5 would go down, and I thought we did a great job of doing that.
Coach Willie Totten at one point was in the position that you're in. He's back now as your quarterback coach, and some say assistant head coach, I don't know. But talk about the decision for you to bring him back to the Valley program.
Oh man, I thought it was a great hire, not from only me, but throughout the administration. Getting Coach Totten back, giving the guys a person that they can see went through the same thing that they're going through. Somebody who came in with Mississippi Valley State wasn't at a high level. He got here back in the 80s, and as you can see, the history is there, man. He came in, and him and Jerry Rice won games, and we trying to build the same thing that now that he went through back then. But it's great to have somebody that's in the program that they can look over and see that he did it. He went through the same thing we went through, but he did it. And also he can reflect and relate to the guys and let them know that it can be done because I've done it. So just having a person in the building that they can look at every day who's played here at a high level, took the program to tremendous heights. That's a good feeling in itself. So for the kids, so they can see somebody who has done it, who has played here.
In recruiting, you have to go out and get players to come to Valley State that want to be at Valley State.